In a world where good is silent but evil is loud, you stand no chance if you are not bold and loud. Yes, in a world where good is silent, evil is loud, you stand no chance if you are not bold and loud. Great evening, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again on another exciting Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. I am Mr. Upgrade. I am super excited to have you again join us on another exciting conversation on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. How are you doing? Right? How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome to another exciting session. And it's going to be life transforming as always. Yes, how was your day going? And how are you ready for this new week? Right? It's a new week and so much to be done this week. And I can't wait to hear your feedbacks and your testimonies at the end of this week. You see, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we basically get to do four things. Yes, we get to do four things when we have this conversation. Number one, we get to take your questions. So feel free to send in your questions. If you have any, we'll gladly take your questions. Number two, we get to share with you the Upgrade Mastery tip for the week. And for this week, the Upgrade Mastery tip is bold and loud. Yes, bold and loud. That's the Upgrade Mastery tip for this week. And you're going to find out why it's important that you get to be bold and loud. The third thing that we get to do here is that we get to connect, network, and bond because we understand how important it is for people to connect, to network, and bond because that's the kind of world we live in today. We live in a very interconnected world. So you must learn to connect, you must learn to network, and you must learn to bond. And finally, the fourth thing that we get to do is that we get to have fun. Yes. While we do what we do here on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we also get to have fun, right? Why do we get to have fun? It's simple. Because whatever you learn with full pleasure, you remember with full measure. And right, if there is no fun, there is no learning at all, right? So we get to have fun while we do this so that it will stick and so that you can remember to practice, right? So this is what we do on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. And I'm excited to have you here again, right? I'm excited to have you here again. Yes. Okay, so also, while we wait for you to send in your questions to also begin the conversation, we normally have basic 5 questions that help us set the ball rolling, right? We have 5 questions that help us start off the conversation so that we can lay the foundation of what we want to talk about today, right? So we'll start off with those questions while we wait for you to send in your questions, right? So let's begin. Question number 1. What does it mean to be bold and loud? Now, you always see some people, they are really bold, they are very loud. What does it mean for someone to be bold and loud? What does it really mean? What does it talk about? What does it represent when we say someone is bold and loud, right? Tell me, when you hear that, it's like, oh man, this guy is just bold, this girl is just loud. What does it mean? What comes to your mind? What does it resonate for you when someone is bold and loud? What does it mean? Right? One of the things we always try to do here, we try to tell you things that you probably will not find anywhere, especially if you try to Google them or use ChatGPT, you won't find them anywhere. So pay attention to what it is that we share here, right? Now, what does it mean to be bold and loud? It is to be completely and resolutely convinced and vocal about an idea and action. That's it. It means to be resolutely and completely convinced and vocal about an idea and action. So when someone is convinced and vocal about an idea or an action, that person is termed to be bold and loud. Yes, when somebody is absolutely resolute about an idea, about an action, and is vocal about it, is loud about it, That's what it means to be bold and loud. And the truth is this: in the world we live in today, you stand no chance if you are not bold and loud. Yes, regardless of what you do, you stand no chance if you are not bold and loud. And that's why we're having this conversation today, so you can see the importance of why you should be bold and loud. Right? So to be bold and loud, it means to be completely and resolutely convinced and vocal about an idea and action. Question number 2: who's responsible for bold and loud? Who's responsible for it? Now, somebody is being bold and being loud. Who's responsible? You are. You are responsible for being bold and loud. Society is not responsible for you being bold and loud. It is you that is responsible for being bold and loud. If you keep quiet, it will be seen as though you don't exist. Right? A lot of people are doing everything they do today so they can be seen and heard. They can be seen, bold, heard, loud. Are you getting it? So you are responsible for your being bold and loud. You know, those days they used to say you don't need to blow your own trumpet, right? The truth is, nobody's going to blow your trumpet for you. You are your own trumpeter. Blow your trumpet. Be bold and loud about the good you do to the world. Be bold and loud about it. Jesus was bold and loud. He said, I am the way, the truth, the life. You are your own trumpeter. Blow your trumpet. Be bold and loud about the good that you bring to the world. Because if you are not, no one's coming to blow your trumpet for you. Because they are busy blowing their own trumpet. That's just the truth. Right? Now, question number 3: why bold and loud? Why is it important that you get to be bold and loud? Why? Why can't you just stay and not be bold and loud? Why is it important? I'll tell you 3 reasons why bold and loud. Number 1, courageous. The bold and loud are always courageous. In fact, they are so courageous that even if they are wrong, they are still courageous. The first reason why bold and loud is courageous, to have courage. Someone who's bold and loud has courage. The second reason why bold and loud is shameless. Shameless. Now, I'll tell you why this is important. See, you must let go of shame. You must. You cannot have shame and do great things in your life. You can't. Right? Shame would hold you back. So those people who are bold and loud, they are shameless. They don't have shame. And like they say, you cannot shame the shameless. Those who are bold and loud are shameless. They are unashamed. The reason why you are not bold and loud is because you still have shame. So why would they see me? What would they say about me? That's why you're not bold and loud. That's why you're not bold and loud, because you still have shame. Those who are bold and loud are shameless. No shame. The third reason why bold and loud is result. Those who are bold and loud are certain. They are certain of their results. They are certain of the result they will get. So that's why they are bold and loud. They don't think that they will fail. Never. Do they encounter failure? Sometimes, yes. But they don't think they will fail. That's why they are bold and loud. So these are 3 reasons why bold and loud. Number 1, courageous. Number 2, shameless. And number 3, results. If you want to be bold and loud, this is why you should be. It should help you to be courageous. It will help you to be shameless. It will help you get results. Now, what are the benefits? Question number 4. What are the benefits of bold and loud? What are the benefits of bold and loud? What are the benefits? Now, I will share with you 3 benefits. of bold and loud. And I believe this would help you, right? 3 benefits of bold and loud. Benefit number 1 is unashamed approach. The one who's bold and loud have an unashamed approach to things, which means that person is never ashamed to try new things, not ashamed to do new things, not ashamed to question the norm. Unashamed approach. The one who's bold and loud always have unashamed approach to things. The person does not have shame. It doesn't be, oh, how would they ask him? What would they say about me? What would they think about me? Nope. The person has unashamed approach. The kind of approach that laughs at shame. Unashamed approach to things. They carry their matter on their own head. Unashamed approach to things. They knock on doors. Unashamed approach to things. They ask. Unashamed approach to things. The benefit of being bold and loud, you are unashamed. And you approach things with that lack of shame. Second benefit of bold and loud is inspiration for others. Now, because you are unashamed about things, it inspires others. You look at you and like, wow, if this person can be doing this, man, I'm inspired. That's the benefit of being bold and loud. You inspire others to want to be able to do what they should be doing, drawing reference from you. That's the benefit of being bold and loud. Because people can look at you and say, if this person can go all out, what's stopping me? If this person can give all, what's stopping me? See, the truth is, you have no idea the people you are inspiring just because you are bold and loud. People look at you and like, wow, they take reference. Right? You become a reference point for other people. You become a source of inspiration to other people because you are bold and loud. The third benefit of bold and loud is that the certainty of results. The certainty of results. Because you are bold and loud, you are certain of the result you get. You always know that things work in your favor because you are bold and loud. You always know that you have a high convincing power because you are bold and loud. You always know that people will listen to you because you are bold and loud. Guess what, guys? These are the benefits of being bold and loud. Number 1, there's unashamed approach to things and to life. Number 2, you become an inspiration to others because you are bold and loud. And number 3, there's the certainty of result that you know of because you are bold and loud. Why people may be thinking, oh, will it work, will it not work? You that is bold and loud, you are certain that this will work. Either it works or it works. Right? Now, question number 5 is, when is the best time to be bold and loud? When is the best time to be bold and loud? When is the best time for you to be bold and loud? Now, I always say this. The last best time to be bold and loud was yesterday. Literally, it was yesterday. The next best time to be bold and loud is now. Now is the next best time for you to be bold and loud. So from this moment moving forward, you should be bold and loud. Literally, from this moment moving forward, you should be bold and loud. Enough of hiding in your shell. Enough of, okay, no. Moving on, from now, you should be bold and loud. And that's why we're having this conversation today, because there's a lot that I believe you need to know about being bold and loud so that you can no longer hide in the shadows. Right? You can no longer hide in the shadows. It doesn't pay to be in the shadows. Be bold and be loud. See, it appears you don't exist if you are not seen and heard. And how are you seen and heard if you are not bold and loud? That's just the truth. You know what? Can I not move in silence? Let my result do all the noise. Yes, there's a time to move in silence. There's a time to be bold and loud. Don't confuse the two. It's wisdom knowing when to be silent and when to be bold and loud. You see, nobody really cares about who you are and what you do if you are not bold and loud about who you are and what you do. Right? Nobody cares. They only start to care about who you are and what you do when you become bold and loud about who you are and what you do. That's only when they start to care. That's only when they start to pay you attention. When you become bold and loud about what you do. If you keep quiet, it's as though you don't exist. It's unfortunate, but that's just the hard truth. If you're not seen, you're not heard, it's as good as you don't exist. So in your own space, in your own way, you must be seen, you must be heard. And what better way to be seen and to be heard is to be bold and loud about who you are and what you do. That's why I'm bold and loud about upgrade, because that's who I am. That's what I do. I help people leave good behind so that they can upgrade. I am the shortest distance between who they are now and who they can become. And I'm bold and loud about it. I'm bold and loud about it. You may not like me, but you cannot ignore me because I'm bold and loud about upgrade. Because everybody really needs to upgrade. Even me, I still upgrade. Right? So let's talk about bold and loud so that we can really get to understand bold and loud even more. Right? BOLD and LOUD. Bold and loud. Now, the B in bold talks about brave. Now, anyone who truly, sincerely, anyone who truly is bold begins with bravery. Bravery, right? You must be brave. There is nobody who is bold that is timid. No. Anyone who's bold is brave. So you must be brave. That's what it means to be bold. You have to be brave. It starts with you being brave to confront challenges, difficulties, face your fears. You have to be brave. Right? Why David faced the lion and the bear while taking care of the sheep, he was being brave. And it was that bravery that gave him the boldness to confront Goliath. See, guys, to become bold, it starts with you being brave. You must be brave. You know, scripture tells us that the righteous are as bold as a lion. And the lion is brave. The lion is the king of the jungle, not because it's the biggest, not because it's the fastest, but because the lion is the bravest. So if you need to be bold, it starts with you being brave, confronting your fears, confronting the challenges before you, confronting the difficulties head on. That's what happens when you are bold. It starts with you being brave, right? So the B in bold is brave. The O in bold is opportunity, which means if you are a bold person, you don't sit back and wait for opportunity. You create opportunity or you take advantage of opportunity when it comes because you are bold. They're saying, okay, who's going to volunteer for so and so? You're the first to raise up your hand. Why? You're taking advantage of opportunity because you are bold. Why anybody's thinking, should I not? Should I not? You are ready. Amen. Amen. So Isaiah was having a conversation with God, and God said, "Who will go for us?" Isaiah said, "Send me. Send me." Right? You need to take advantage of opportunity, and that shows that you are bold. If you look at people who are shy and timid, you will notice this about them. When opportunity comes, they always pass it over. They always let it pass by. They're like, not for me. I don't think this is for me. Why? They are not bold. The person who's bold grabs opportunity, doesn't wait for opportunity, he grabs it. Sometimes the person literally creates it out from nothing. When David heard what Goliath was saying, David saw the opportunity for him to kill Goliath, and he grabbed it. First thing he asked, what will be given to the man who kills the Philistine? He saw the opportunity, and he saw that the opportunity of Goliath was too big to miss. While the other people saw Goliath as too big to hit, David saw the opportunity of Goliath as too big to miss. So the one who's bold grabs opportunity. Even before he fully understands it, he grabs it. He grabs it. He takes advantage of it. So makes the person bold. The L in the bold is lead. The one who's bold always takes the lead. You know, at the end of the day, people always comes down to two categories: the leaders and those who are being led, which are the followers. Those who lead and those who follow. Those who are bold always are in the category of those who lead. Those who are not bold are always in the category of those who are led. So you must decide, where do you want to be? You want to lead or you want to be led? You need to lead. You're created and designed to lead. Yes, there will be people who will be led, but that should not be you. No, Jesus said something very striking. He said that the poor you always have among you. And I always tell people that the best thing you can do for the poor is not to give them money, is to not become one of them, because there will always be those who are poor. So when you are bold, you lead. You lead your life. You lead your life in the 5 key areas: spirituality, mentality, emotions, finance, physicality. You lead your life in those 5 areas. Then you are bold. You take the lead. Right? The L in bold is lead. You're not waiting to be led. You lead. Because you're brave, because you see the opportunity, and you take the opportunity to lead. You know, in the battle between David and Goliath, Goliath had said previously for 40 days, let's not fight too much. I am the Philistines champion. You see this in 1 Kings chapter 17. You bring the champion from Israel. If he defeats me, the Philistines will be your slaves. If I defeat him, the Israelites will be our slaves. Right? This was a battle of leaders, not just any battle. So Goliath was the lead from the Philistine. Israel had no lead until David showed up. Saul was the king, but Saul could not lead. So the moment David led in that battle, David had shown that he was ready for kingship. That's why he saw that the women, after that battle, they sang that Saul has killed his 1,000. David had killed 10,000. But David killed one man. Right? In that battle, David only killed Goliath. But the women said he had killed 10,000. Why? He took the lead. So the one who's bold leads, not waiting to be led. Sees the opportunity to lead and takes it to lead. So at the end of the day, people will always follow those who lead them. That's why the men would come to meet David in the cave of Adullam. The men who were in distress, in debt, and discontented. And he led them, they became mighty men. The one who's bold leads. The D in bold is decisive. Decisive. The one who's bold is decisive. He's not doing pen 1, pen 2. He's not trying to, okay, go better. No. The one who's bold is decisive. David was decisive about Goliath. He said, I'll take off your head off your shoulder today. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. Like you know that there's a God in Israel. See, guys, the one who's bold is decisive. Decisive. You will not be decisive if you are not bold. You take a decision and you stand by it. You don't look back. You are decisive because you are bold. You are bold. See, guys, this is very important that you know this. The one who's bold is decisive. So this is what bold is. B-O-L-D. Brave, opportunity, lead, decisive. Now, this is what loud is. Now, we know what bold is. Now, let's look at loud because we are bold and loud. The L in loud is lucid. The one who's loud is lucid, which means you express yourself clearly. Right? You express yourself clearly. You're not giving people room to doubt or be confused. No. You are lucid. You are expressing clearly your opinions, your thoughts, your ideas. That's why you are loud. Because they need to know. That's why you're loud. You're expressing it clearly. You're not mincing words about it. No, you're very clear about it. You're lucid with it. The L in loud is lucid. Very clear. Expressively clear about it. Lucid. The O in loud is opinionated. You're opinionated when you're loud, which means you are assertive. You are assertive when you're loud. You know what they call in local parlance, we die here. You are assertive when you're loud. You're not, okay, no. You're assertive about it. You're very assertive when you're loud. And if you look around you, people who are loud, you see there's so much assertiveness about them. They're not shy. They're not hiding. No. They are very assertive about what they are loud with. Very assertive. O in loud is assertive, is opinionated, which means that they are assertive. They have very strong opinion about things. You see when people are arguing. You see how loud they get because they have strong opinions. They are opinionated. They are assertive about their conviction. You don't change. You don't shift ground. You don't shift ground. They always want to be right. They're very loud about it. Right? The O in loud is opinionated. The U in loud is unapologetic. They're not sorry. You know when people say, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Those are people who are loud. They're unapologetic. They're not going to apologize for being loud. They are sorry, but not sorry. Right? So if you want to be loud, you need to understand that you have to be unapologetic. It comes with the territory. You have to be unapologetic. You can't keep explaining yourself to everybody. No! You're sorry, but you're not sorry. Because you are unapologetic. right? The you in loud is unapologetic. Not going to apologize. No, that's their opinion. That's their conviction. They're not going to be sorry about it. No, they are loud with it. They are unapologetic, right? And finally, the D in loud is direct. Now, those who are loud are very direct. They don't go through the corners. No, they don't go through the corners. They are very direct. They are loud and very direct. They help make the obvious obvious. Very direct. While others may try to make the obvious oblivious, those who are loud are direct and they make the obvious obvious. See, when you understand this, it will change the narrative for you completely. Because trust me, you cannot be silent about yourself. You can't. Scripture calls us being a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. He said, no one lights a candle and put it under the table. No. He said, you are the light of the world, you are the salt of the earth, which means you should be bold and loud. Who silence help? Who silence help? No, let me just be quiet. Let people don't know me. Really? The people who are bold and loud are the ones changing cultures today. They're the ones changing the narratives today because they are bold and they are loud. Because there's a subtle way where people believe that whatever is loud is correct. Check around. There's a subtle belief that whatever is loud is what's correct. That's why I told us earlier. Good is silent, evil is loud. And it's time for us to be loud with the good that we do in the world. You have to be loud about it. Tell it on the hilltops. You have to be loud about it. Nobody's going to be loud with the good that you do. No, you have to be loud about it. You have to be loud about it. Haven't you seen what happens on social media? All the wrong things are viral. Why? Good is silent. But why good is silent? Guess what? Evil is loud. Evil is loud. Evil is never silent. Evil is loud. It's time for you to be bold and loud with the good that you do. It's time for you to be bold and loud. It's time for you to be. Besides, nobody will know if you exist until you are bold and loud. Now, there are three simple things about bold and loud. Number one, attraction. Whatever is bold and loud gets attraction. That's just the truth. Look at social media. Look at social media. All the people who are bold and loud, guess what? They are the ones with the most following. Attraction. Attraction. Whether you like it or not, those who are bold and loud are getting attraction. In social media terms, it's called traction. They are getting traction. People is looking towards their direction. Why? Because they are bold and loud. When you are quiet, someone else is bold and loud and getting traction. Three simple things about bold and loud. Number one, attraction. Number two, attention. See, those things that are bold and loud, guess what they do? They get your attention. You want to know what's happening here. It's attention. You want to find out what's this? Attention. Why? Because whatever gets attraction eventually gets attention. Because whatever you're attracted to, your attention is moved towards it. Right? That's what it is. It starts with attraction, it gets attention, and then it goes to the third thing, which is conviction. It starts to now change your conviction. Because you're attracted by it, your attention is on it, it starts to now change your conviction. Okay, this may really be true, this may really be good. No, it's because it's bold and loud. It's because it's bold and loud. And this is what The people of the world have studied and understood, and they are using it massively. Being bold and you're being loud. Haven't you noticed the LGBT community? They are bold and they are loud. They're not quiet. They are massively sharing their gospel about LGBT. They're not silent about it. They are bold and they are loud with it. And guess what it's doing? Attraction, attention, conviction. So you be quiet with your Christianity. Say, oh, let nobody know that I'm a believer. You're deceiving yourself. You're deceiving yourself. Because the unbelievers are bold and loud about their beliefs. And because of that, they are getting the attraction, they are getting the attention, they are changing convention. You, the believer, are silent about your beliefs. You must know these three simple things about being bold and loud. Very important. Attraction, attention, conviction. Now, there are two traits of bold and loud. Once you see these two traits, know that this person is bold, this person is loud. Number one, shameless. Shameless. Anyone who's bold and loud is always shameless. He has no shame, no iota of shame. No iota of shame whatsoever. And they say you cannot shame the shameless. The one who's bold and loud is shameless. Shameless. You know, those days I used to tell people that if you really want to be shameless about your business, look at those people who hawk at the expressway, right? In Nigeria, people hawk on the express, they chase after cars in hold-ups and all of those things. Those guys are shameless about their business. They don't care who's looking at them. All they want to do is to make a sale. And I used to tell people that you have to be as shameless as those guys if you really believe in what you're doing. Those who are bold and loud, guess what? They are shameless. One trait about them is they are shameless. You don't have shame. You don't have shame. I'm going to share with us an example later in this conversation. They don't have shame. They don't have shame. They are shameless. The second trait about those who are bold and loud is that they are hopeful. They always have hope. Remember, I've always told us that there are no hopeless situations. They're just people who think hopelessly. Those who are bold and loud always are hopeful. They have hope. They are full of hope. That's why they are bold and loud about what they do, because they have hope. Even against hope, they have hope. So these are the two traits for anyone who is bold and loud. Shameless, hopeful. Now, the number one goal of bold and loud is to significantly stand out. Right? That's the goal of bold and loud, to significantly stand out. You are not like everybody else because you are bold and loud. You stand out from the crowd. I know those who significantly stand out are outstanding. And they don't only stop at being outstanding, they become the standard. So the goal of being bold and loud is to significantly stand out. This is what Seth Godin refers to as the purple cow. Let me give you an example. If a herd of cows is passing by right now, they are all looking white. None will stand out to you. But if among those cows passing by, there's one that is purple, instantly that one stands out to you. You want to pay attention. You're attracted to it. You're like, how is this possible? Why is this cow purple? That's the idea. Something remarkable, something amazing, something unique, something that stands out, something that is eye-catching, something that is unusually creative, right? That is what it is for you to stand out. And that's what it is for you to be bold and loud. That's what happens when you're bold and loud. Right? When you're bold and loud, that's what happens. You become remarkable. you become amazing, you become unique, you become stand out, you become eye-catching, you become unusually creative. That's what happens when you are bold and you are loud, because you significantly stand out. You stand out from the crowd, you stand out from the rest, because you are bold and you are loud. Now, there's some things that stops people from being bold and loud. I'll share that with you because I believe some of you are wondering, okay, now that I know, how do I become bold and loud? I really want to be bold and loud. I'll tell you things that will stop you before I tell you how you can be bold and loud. Right? 3 things that will stop you from being bold and loud. Number 1, fear. Fear will always hold you back from being bold and loud. That's just the truth. Fear will hold you back from being bold and loud. Fear will always hold you back from being bold and loud. You're afraid. What will people say? You're afraid. How will people see you? You're afraid. You're afraid. You're afraid. Fear will always hold you back from being bold and loud. You want to wear some kind of colors, you're like, how people now begin to look at me? That's fear. Second thing that will stop you from being bold and loud is insecurity. The insecurities that you have. Oh, your face is like this. Oh, your teeth doesn't have the right dentition. Oh, your nose is pointed. Oh, your ears are big. So many insecurities about yourself will make you not to be bold and loud. Your insecurities will stop you from being bold and loud. Right? And then the third thing that will stop you from being bold and loud is WWPS. What will people say? Yes. This will stop you from being bold and loud. What will people say? If you not see me like this, say, hey, who did not say? What will people say? What will people say? Yes. That will stop you from being bold and loud. WWPS. What will people say? And the truth is this, whether you do something or you do nothing, people will always talk. It's their mouth. That's what they use it for, to talk. But you must be bold and loud about your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, your desires. You must be bold and loud about it. These are the 3 things that will stop you from being bold and loud. 1, your fears. 2, your insecurities. And 3, what will people say? But you see, you will not be able to do great things until you become bold and loud. That's just the truth. You will never be able to do great things. No matter how hard you want to, you will not be able to until you become bold and loud. Say, fortune favors the bold, and the bold is one who is bold and loud. Right? Fortune favors the brave, and the brave is the person who is bold and loud. So you'll never be able to do great things if you don't become bold and loud. Now, 3 simple ways for you to become bold and loud. 3 simple ways to become bold and loud, right? Number 1, a personal conviction. It starts with a personal conviction. I remember when I first started to charge in dollars in 2019. I had that personal conviction and I switched from Naira to dollars. People laughed at me at that time and like, are you okay? You live in Nigeria, why are you charging in dollars? But I had a personal conviction. And even till tomorrow, I still charge in dollars. This is many years after. Right? For you to become bold and loud, it starts with your personal conviction. Look all through scriptures, all people who were bold and loud had personal conviction. The 3 Hebrew boys said, we are not careful to answer you in this matter, O king. Even if the God that we serve do not deliver us, we will still not bow. They were bold and loud. They're bold and loud. Being loud is not only the things you say, it's also the actions you take. Being loud. The same way being bold, not only the things you do, it's also the actions they carry out. So see, Three simple ways to become bold and loud. Number one, your personal conviction. What are you personally convinced about? It helps you to be bold and loud because you are bold about your conviction. You are loud about your conviction. Number two, the knowledge and information that you have. See, when you have the right knowledge, the right information, you will be bold and loud. That's the truth. You'll be bold and loud. You don't keep quiet. You don't keep quiet because you want other people to have the same knowledge that you have so that their lives will also be better. You won't keep quiet. Scripture says you are the salt of the earth. It says, what good is the salt if that loses its flavor? It is good for nothing. If you lose its savour, it is good for nothing. Which means if you have the right knowledge and the right information, you will be bold and loud. And the third thing that helps you to become bold and loud is your refusal to go with the flow. Only dead fish go with the flow. You have to be bold and loud. You must refuse to go with the flow. It's only dead fish that go with the flow. Right? Only dead fish go with the flow. You must refuse to go with the flow if you are going to be bold and loud. See, guys, in a world that we live in today, good is silent, but evil is bold and loud. And we need to get good to be bold and loud. We don't need to reduce the volume of evil. We just need to increase the volume of good. Because when the volume of good increases, the volume of evil will suddenly not be relevant anymore. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, right? In a world where good is silent, but evil is bold and loud, we need to change that order. Good needs to become bold and loud. Good needs to become bold and loud. See, an aspect of domination is being bold and loud. If you really want to dominate, it starts with you being bold and being loud. You know, if you ever watch boxing matches, before they get into the ring, you will see that the two boxers will actually do a face-off within each other. They will stand close to each other and they will do a face-off. Right? Now, when they do this face-off, they are speaking at each other. They are being bold, they are being loud to each other. This is what happens when that face-off takes place. One of the boxers will instill fear on the other. Now, because that fear has been instilled, the boxer who now has fear will now want to use strength and no longer strategy. And that's how that boxer will lose even before the fight begins. Because in boxing, strategy is more important than strength. Like Tyson, Muhammad Ali, they were very good with being bold and loud. You see, they could literally tell their opponent, "I'll knock you out in the fourth round." Muhammad Ali once told his opponent that he will knock him out in the second round. And in the second round, he actually knocked him out. He was bold and loud. Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He was bold and loud. See, guys, being bold and loud many times instill fear. And it's a part of domination. It's an aspect of domination to be bold and loud. That's how you dominate. You know, God told us in Genesis that we should subdue, dominate, replenish the earth, subdue and dominate. So you have to be bold and loud. Why do you think the lion is the king of the jungle? Because the lion dominates, is bold and is loud. When the lion roars, all the animals just run away. They run away. They go and hide. Lion is not the biggest. Lion is not the fastest. Lion is not the strongest. But lion is the bravest because the lion is bold and loud. Lion is bold and loud. Why? Because a good aspect of domination is to be bold and loud. To be bold and loud. You see, Goliath was bold and loud for 40 days. 40 days. He will come out in the morning, ask the children of Israel, bring your best man. And if he defeats me, my people will become your slave. If I defeat him, you and your people will become our slave. That's what he was doing. Dominating them for 40 days. He was bold and loud. He never fought one day. He was just only talking. He was bold and loud, and he dominated the army of Israel for 40 good days. See that in 1 Samuel chapter 17. For 40 good days, he was dominating. He was being bold. He was being loud. And then when David came, David too was bold and loud. David said, what will be given to the man who kills this Philistine? Bold and loud. His brothers were trying to think, no, is there not a cause? What will be given to this man who kills this Philistine? David was bold and loud. They took him to King Saul. I told King Saul, I'll take care of this guy. King Saul said, no. He's been a warrior from his youth. You are just a boy. You see. I was taking care of my father's sheep, and the lion came and I killed the lion. A bear came and I killed the bear. This Goliath will not be any different. David was bold and loud. And even when he faced off with Goliath, he spoke to Goliath, come to me with your spears and your sword. I come to you in the name of the God, the army of the host of Israel. And he says, I will take your head off your shoulder today. And scripture says that there was no sword in David's hand, but David was bold and loud. You defeat bold and loud by being bold and loud. That's why they say you don't overcome thoughts with thoughts. You overcome thoughts with words. The same words that Goliath had been speaking to David for 40 days. When David showed up, David retaliated back with words before he actually cut off his head from his shoulder. See, guys, in John 11, Jesus was bold and loud about Lazarus. When the news first came that Lazarus was sick, he said that this sickness was not unto death. And he continued with what they were doing and stayed longer. And then Lazarus died. Then he told his disciples, let's go wake him up. Let's go wake him up. And when he got there, everyone was crying, oh, Master, if you had come early, my brother would not have died, and all of that, and all of that. Jesus said, where have you laid him? He took him to where they laid him. He said, roll away the stone. Bold and loud. He says, Father, I thank you because you hear me, and you hear me always. He was bold and loud. He said, so for this ones to know, Lazarus, comfort. He was bold and loud. Lazarus came out and he said, lose him and let him go. Guys, you must be bold and loud. You must be bold and loud for your life. It is a necessity that you are bold and loud. It's not an option. It is a necessity that you are bold and loud for your life. It's not an option. It's not what you feel like. No, it is a necessity that you are bold and loud. You see, even if you have plans to be great, you have plans to do great things, you cannot succeed if you are not bold and loud. You know, Jesus said, destroy this temple and in 3 days I'll raise it up. He was that bold and loud. He said, destroy this temple in 3 days I'll raise it up. They were thinking about the physical temple. No, he was bold and loud. He said, I am the resurrection and the life. I am the resurrection and the life. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He was bold and loud. See, even if you will do great things, you will not succeed if you are not bold and loud. You will not. No one does great things in silence. No. When Jesus cursed the fig tree, he was bold and loud about it. He said, "From today, no man eat of you anymore." Peter heard it. So the next day when they were passing, Peter checked and said, "Ah, master, the tree that you cursed had died from its roots." Jesus did not whisper to the tree. No, no, no. He cursed it. He was bold and loud. You see, whisper shows fear. When you whisper, it shows fear. When you are bold and loud, it shows courage. Jesus said, "You will say to this mountain, be that removed and be that cast into the sea." When you are bold and loud, it shows courage. When you whisper, it's fear. It's fear. Bold and loud is not an option, it's a choice. You must be bold and loud. You must make up your mind to be bold and loud. It's a choice you must make. It's a choice you must make to be bold and loud. It's a choice you must make. In Acts chapter 16, Paul and Silas, they were bold and loud. You know, that story began when Paul and Silas, they cast out the evil spirit from that possessed girl, and then the people who had the girl who was going with the spirit of divination, they got upset and got offended, and they reported Saul to the courts, and they arrested Saul and Silas, Paul and Silas. Sorry, they arrested Paul and Silas in Acts chapter 16. Now, while they were in prison, they prayed and they sang. And scripture says, and the prisoners heard them. Now, the prisoners did not join them, but they were loud enough and bold enough that the prisoners heard them. And guess what? The deliverance came. Everyone who was in prison, their chains were broken away from their hands and their feet, and all the prison doors were open. Which means the deliverance that came was also bold and loud. But they didn't run out. Because when the jailer came and saw that what had happened, he wanted to kill himself. And Paul said, no, 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 we are still here. We're still here. We didn't run out. Elijah was bold and loud. 1 Kings 18. When they had the context with the prophets of Baal, 450 of them, he said, okay, make your sacrifice to Baal. The God who consumes the sacrifice by fire will be the true God. From morning till dawn, all Baal prophets, they were calling Baal. Elijah started to mock them and laugh them. Say, probably Baal is sleeping. Probably went on a journey. Shout louder, he will probably hear you. And at evening time, Elijah rearranged the altar, dug trenches around the altar, asked that water be poured in those trenches, and then called down fire from heaven. And the fire consumed the sacrifice, licked up all the water, including the dust. Then Elijah said, okay, gather all the prophets of Baal, they are all going to be killed. He was bold and loud. After he had done that, he called down rain that he had suspended for 3.5 years before that time. See, fortune favors the brave. And those who are truly brave are bold and loud. In Joshua chapter 10, when Joshua was having the battle, he commanded the sun to stand still at a point when the sun was about going down. And the sun stood still. See, guys, you must be bold and loud. You must. It's not an option. You must be bold and loud about your life, about who you are, about what you do. You must be bold and loud. See, those who are changing the world, either for good or evil, are bold and loud. That's the truth. Those who are changing the world, they are bold and they are loud. Those who are changing the world, they are bold and they are loud. They're not timid. They're not timid in any way. They are bold and they are loud. You can't afford to be quiet or silent. No, you have to be bold. You have to be loud. See, your chance at success increases significantly when you are bold and loud. Your chance at success increases significantly when you are bold and loud. And you see, when you are bold and loud, you may not be liked or you cannot be ignored. When you are bold and loud, you may not be liked. They may not like you, but they cannot ignore you. You cannot be ignored because you are bold and you are loud. See, being bold and loud always holds attention. And anything that holds attention will give direction. That's the truth. Being bold and loud will always hold attention. And anything that holds attention will give direction. That's how life is. You see, recently, I told you I was going to tell you this story. Recently, I saw a picture on X, formerly Twitter, and it was a design for hookup. They put the price of their services, blow job, hand job, all night, this, that. They put the service and the price on it, and they put a contact number on it. And I'm like, oh my word, these guys are bold and loud. This was on X, right? On X, it wasn't hidden. And you're hiding your service. You're hiding what you are doing. Yes, somebody is unashamed to share such a thing on X. Why? Because the person is bold and loud. The truth is, it's time for you to be bold and loud about what is right. Enough of your silence and timidity. Enough of it. It's time for you to be bold and loud about what is right. It's time. It's time. It's time. Join me on this journey, on this bandwagon of those who are bold and loud about who they are and what they do. Enough of the silence. Enough of the timidity. No. It's time for us to be bold and loud about who we are and what we do. Because that's the world we live in now. It's the world that only hears those who are bold and those who are loud. And if you want to be heard, you must be bold and you must be loud. Otherwise, you will not be heard. You will not be heard. Guys, this is the mode that we can take on this conversation on bold and loud. And I believe that this conversation has helped you to reposition yourself moving forward. That you must be bold and loud. Don't be quiet about who you are. Don't be quiet about the good you do in the world. Be bold and loud about it. Let the whole world know. You are sitting at the step on a hill that cannot be hidden. Stop hiding yourself. Be bold and loud about who you are and what you do. I always tell you, 3 things will happen for you in this new week. Right? Number 1, increased voice of God. Number 2, open heavens over your life. And number 3, more angelic activities in all that you do. Guys, remember, this is a season for you to be bold and loud about all that you do. We always say there's always more on the upgrade side of life. And that's why we encourage you to leave good behind so that you can upgrade. One way for you to upgrade is to begin to be bold and loud about who you are and what you do. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.